You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
Hey up troops, welcome back to the Litanah army. I'm Lit and this is Fortnite Save the World, and what I want to do today is just touch on something a tiny bit different about the fall, or what I think is now the fall of the scammer get scammed kind of meta and that kind of channel. Now, the game's not in a good place as it is already. Do you know what you're finding is a lot of people are leaving the game, a lot of people are going to do other things, or they're trying out new games. There's a load of great games coming out around Christmas. We've just had the Spider-Man game that's come out. We've got Red Dead Redemption coming out. The new Assassin's Creed looks absolutely fantastic. And there's a ton of awesome new games coming out. Even Battlefield V5, whatever they want to call it, that's coming out soon as well. So there's a lot going on in the world of gaming at the minute that can draw players away from this game. Now, Epic Games have said they're not putting any big major updates into Fortnite Save the World until they've got all the bugs fixed. Now, I like that. I kind of implore that, and I kind of like the fact that they're doing that. My only issue with that is the fact of right now something is needed. Now, personally, if that was me and there was that many bugs in the game, I would leave the game at half price so that people can still access the game and they're not going to lose too many players. Right now, the game's at full price. The game's extremely buggy. A lot of the heroes and things like that, or the hero abilities, weapons and things like that, they're all bugged. People still got issues on consoles, I've heard. I mean, I really do feel for those guys. You guys who are on the console feeling all that lag and everything else, and it's still not fixed. We have got a lot of the textures that have been fixed, and going on the Trello boards, there's actually been a lot of good that's come out of that, so there's a ton of things that Epic have got right. So this isn't a rant at Epic, really, on my sense. This is just kind of what I want to actually look at is how the game's kind of evolving and changing, and I actually hope that it comes through this in a good way. Now, if we just go over to, I'm just going to look at some scammer get scam channels. Now, the first one I'm going to look at, now there's other backstories behind some of these guys, but I just want to show you the kind of stats and figures that we've got on here. Now, this is all publicly available, so it's nothing that I'm not like data mining into their channels or giving up data that I shouldn't be giving up. This is all publicly available. So the first one I want to look at is this one. Okay, so if you look at this one, this is NoReals. Now, what you will find is a lot of the scammer get scammed, well, not a lot of, all of the scammer get scam channels are going to be getting a lot more views in than what the guide makers or people like me are making, or the people who, do gameplay guides and things like that. We're not going to get anywhere near the views these guys are getting. But look at this. These were I'll just go down to views on here. This is from TubeBuddy. This is their own stats that are all available publicly. But if you look on here, these are the views that you've got in the last 30 days. Now, I don't know how accurate this is, but if you look on here on the 17th of August there, 211k views. If you look on there, 223k, 223, so it's nearly 600, over 600k views there. If you put these extra few days on here as well, up to the 24th of August, you could easily say that this account is probably stacking up close to a million, close to a million views in just a few days, just over there. I have no idea what happened here, but if you have a look over here, what you'll actually find is nearly a million views just there alone. Now, if you look at my channel, I get 1.63 million views over 30 days. It takes me the full 30 days to get them kind of views, which is a great, that's all thanks to you guys, and I'm really happy with the channel and happy with the viewers that I get. I mean, people that have tuned into this straight away, they're the ones who I want, they're the ones who I appreciate, and we're getting loads of new people as well, especially thanks to the Subnautica series. But if you look at that, there's nearly a million views there in just a really short window, really just a few days. But look at the crash, look at the trend, and how it's gone down since global chat was removed. Now, I did a video a while back talking about, talking about when global chat got removed, how it's going to hurt traders, how it's going to hit them because they can't just trade in there anymore. We've recently had on Twitter, quite a few YouTubers, I'm not going to name them individually, but quite a few YouTubers saying that they're the ones who have actually, they've been setting this up. A lot of these scams were fake, they weren't real, they were getting friends to come in and be scammed, if you know what I mean, because they were running out of content. But if you look on NoReals' actual channel, look at this. NoReals ran out of thumbnail ideas. Send help. I mean, there's so little effort here in the thumbnails. If you look here, there's a Fiverr thumbnail there, a black and white thumbnail there, and look, they're just all different kind of things there. And the actual uploads now are becoming a lot less. If we actually look on the uploads, so if you look on their videos, in the last 30 days, NoReals put out 19 videos to my 58. So it's frustrating when you work this hard. I know Split Screen mentioned it on Twitter, and Checkers got involved in the conversation as well, but we worked so hard putting out, I mean, that's a lot of videos in 30 days, and to go up against 19 but still not hit him on the viewers, that's kind of a hard pill to swallow. But let's just look at some others. Let's look at Twine Cheeks, for example. Now, these people, don't think I hate on these people, because I don't. I know a lot of you do. I understand what they're doing. You know, they're actually just manipulating the supply and demand part of YouTube. You know, people want to watch this stuff. They're prepared to make the videos. Now, me and a few others aren't. But, you know, a lot of people are prepared to make these videos, and they're doing a great job actually making themselves a ton of money. And power to them, don't get me wrong. But what I'm looking at here is the actual meta. So if we go on Channelytics here, and we actually look again, and we look at the view count here, look at this. I mean, that is just a huge crash. Now, my number just looks like a dead line on the bottom in comparison, because Twine Cheeks is huge. But look at that. Look at how that has just crashed down, and they're the kind of views that they're getting. This is the game as a whole. I mean, if you look, ours kind of stay steady, they're low, but they're staying steady. Now, if you look at another channel, so if we go to a different one, so again, this is Fresh Panda. So if we look at Fresh Pandas, it's the same again. So he's got there, I mean, he's done great. Subscriber-wise, 139,000 subscribers in the last 30 days. That is absolutely epic, but look at those views. Now, we've had a bit of an update, which has given us all a bit of a lift. You know, some more than others, don't get me wrong. But if you have a look at this, look at that crash. Now, still, 50 million views is outright impressive, which is why I say, do you know what, if people are going to watch 50 million views of, you know, this kind of thing, and that's what they want to watch, then power to these guys. You know, like I said, I'm not hating on any of these channels on this video. I'm just trying to show you the downward trend of the scammer get scanned meta and how it is just crashing and crashing and crashing. That is a huge downturn to someone who got nearly 1 million views on that day there, to on this day here, his lowest point there, 200,000 views. So that's a huge difference, you know, in views. Is what? There's like a 600,000 difference there in views. Okay, but if you look at myself and say like Tory X, for example, now if you look at there, now what you've actually got here, this is the trend line. You can see mine a little bit more clearly now because it's not being dwarfed by the scammer get scam meta. But if you look at this, you know, if you look on there, it's quite consistent. If you could draw an average line, probably somewhere around here, I would probably say, so about 50,000 is probably the average, I would say. It's probably a bit higher than that, but around the 50,000 mark. And if you look at Tory's trend line there, it's actually trending up. Tory's a great YouTuber. I would definitely recommend you go and check him out. But Tory's actually trending upwards there in a great way, and that's on views. If we go to, say, like Aiden Harris, if you look on there, the line still, although it's slightly trending down, we've got the new update lately, and he has been on holiday, to be fair to him, which is probably what this was all about last week. But if you have a look, most of our lines, you know, down in the guide sections are actually quite consistent. You know, they might be going down a tiny bit, but then back up again. Probably the bugs and the fact that Epic aren't really doing much with the game right now. But a lot of these channels, a lot of the Fortnite Save the World channels, they're just in, you know, in an absolute turmoil at the minute. They're absolutely all over the place. But the people who are making the guides, it's kind of nice for us now. People like, say, Demon Joe France, Rage Brothers, Checker, you know, a lot of these guys, Split Screen, if I've not mentioned him already. You know, a lot of these guys now, our stats are kind of staying pretty much where they were before, if not trending slightly upwards. Where what you're actually finding is with the scammer get scam channels, they're actually crashing down to the ground. One of the ones that stands out the most, if you look, is Easy Drop. If you look at here, if you go into views, and as I said, there are stories behind a lot of these YouTubers as well, so they're not all to do with the game or anything, but look at that view count. I mean, still 19 million views is outright impressive. I mean, that, for me as a YouTuber, I mean, that's godlike territory. That is impressive, you know, so I can't help but take my hat off a little bit to Easy Drop there, and I've got to say, you know, that they are great numbers. However, look at that crash in views, what's actually come since Global Chat's actually gone, and that's kind of a good thing for Epic. The fact that, you know, the meta is kind of shifting, and it's showing now people are trying to play the game a little bit more. Now, that doesn't mean that we're getting more views, the people who are doing the guides and things like that, or people who are doing the showcases and the gameplays and reviews. However, it does show that the scammer get scam meta is dying off. You know, it's actually not in a good place right now for these guys. Now, you could argue 19 million views in a month, not a good place. Come on, Litanah, that is a good place. It is. It's still absolutely phenomenal, to be fair. However, what I'm trying to show is that it's slowly going down, and eventually, you know, if Epic Games keep going at the way they're going, it's kind of good for us. It's kind of showing that Epic Games are winning the fight, if you like, against this kind of trade meta that's come around the game at the moment. Now, I'm not against trading. I actually think that, you know, trading with friends is actually the way the game's meant to be played. That's why you can drop things in the first place, and you can swap things around. I just think making videos about scamming kids, I was going to make this video today about these scammer get scammed videos being bullies. I felt it was a little bit too personal, and I didn't want to single anybody out like that. But what I don't like is sometimes when there is a kid on there and he is 10 years old, 12 years old, the YouTuber doesn't seem to, as soon as they realise that this person's a scammer, bearing in mind, these kids, you know, like I said, these kids are young. As soon as they realise that this kid's trying to scam, you know, they start using, you know, bad language around them. You know, they start, you know, trying to trick them. They start making them do things that they shouldn't be doing. And I just feel that's kind of not a good way to interact with a child in any form. Personally, if it was me and I thought the kid was a scammer, I would just leave. Do you know? I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't put myself in that situation because I don't trade anyway, really, except if I know the person or if I've got some dialogue with the person already, say be it in Discord or in game, then I might say, you know, do you want this, do you want that? And we kind of split that way. If someone says, can I have 10 malachite in a mission, I'll drop 10 malachite, that's no problem at all. But the actual going out to trade things, not really my style there at all. But, do you know, like, guys, as I said, I mean, I just wanted to kind of highlight that and how the meta's really shifting, how these people are just, the views are absolutely crashing, and it's kind of, you know, it's kind of just a little bit reassuring, if you like, for us, for the real players out there, if you like. I'm gonna say that it's kind of reassuring for us real players just to know that things are actually looking up for us, and that the scammer gets scam meta's kind of dying a little bit now. But let me know what you think about it, guys. Is it still healthy? I mean, as I said, just looking at Easy Drop there, 19 million views is still downright impressive. So, do you know, is it still something that's going to be around for a long, long time? Are Epic actually losing the battle on the scammer gets scammed? Do you know, the scammer gets scammed meta, or is it something that, does it even need to be fought? Do you know, is it something that Epic should actually push, just in a different way? Let me know in the comments down below, because I would absolutely love to know your opinion on that. And do you know, how do you feel about these actual scammer get scam channels? You know, some people on the last video that I put out regarding this were saying, they were actually defending the scammer get scam people as well, saying that, you know, you're just jealous and things like that. And it's not jealousy at all. I could easily now, with the exposure that I've got, I could easily start doing scammer get scammed videos. I would probably lose most of my current subscribers, but I would gain more new ones. I would get an excessive amount of new ones because there's more, you know, the cap for this, the actual viewership, that potential viewership for this scammer get scam meta is massive. I'm choosing not to do that. I'm choosing not to kind of sell out to that meta because it's kind of not what I started YouTube out to do. However, you know, I would like to know your thoughts on that, and just like to see your thoughts on the whole meta and where Epic Games is at in terms of this at the minute. Has global chat been off for too long? I mean, maybe that's the thing. But let me know in the comments down below, guys. I did want to keep this short, so I hope it has been short. I never know when I get to this point. But if you're not part of the Litanah army already, guys, please make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care now.